Hi, I'm here again with my whiteboard, and today I'm going to make a video, a sequel to the theory of reality. This is going to be about just Christianity in general and the whole sort of metaphor that Jesus was the Lamb of God and that we are his flock and we need to be shepherded, and of course there's God, the dog backwards, that rounds up all the sheep and just the way it works in the world of words. Okay, so and I wanted to say furthermore that yeah, I do think we are all in danger, and that was one of the reasons I'm a messenger and I have to warn people, because I went to school with Shane Warne, and in the Australian cricket team there's now Warner. I think it's about time we were all warned that yeah, it's dangerous. The garden is an anagram of danger, and so when the Garden of Eden was created, the garden was dangerous. And human beings are dangerous, and you see we have garden and it's danger, you know, and it does have the word anger, and it has the word rage, and well, it has the word green and red as well, but you know, that's why Adam and Eve, like Eve came from Adam's rib, because she had it was a cage, and they needed a cage because it was dangerous. And yeah, well, Eve actually came after Adam because she came from Adam, but Eve means before, so that's kind of a yin and yang, and we're going to talk about yin and yang things as well, you see, because there's a lot of a yin and yang sort of flow between the way things work, like God and evil is good and evil, and gold is good and God, and silver is evil. But you see, I wanted to start, you see, I've got the name Jesus Christ, because he's central, and yeah, the cross. Now, I think the Christian cross, it's a positive sign, like in mathematics, but it is literally, it's a cross made of two lines. And Christianity is really, the Ten Commandments, it's about trying to be a good person and not crossing the line, you know, and being more positive. You see, it's a plus, but it's not a perfect plus, because it's actually more positive than negative. Yeah, and that's what Christianity is, because we're in hell, and the idea is you want to be more positive than negative, you know, if you're going to get out of hell. And I think I've ended up in here, I've been sent here. Now, I've done something, or I've volunteered or been conscripted, or I've done something in a previous existence, and I guess you all have. And the idea is to beat it and get out, you know, of hell. But anyway, so yeah, and another example, orange, the word orange, talking about garden has green in it. See, orange has G-R-E, the A upside down is E. Orange has green in it too, because orange comes from a tree. So yeah, it goes to show orange is green. But we were talking about, I was going to talk about Jesus Christ and the words that are in Jesus Christ. Now, the first one that you notice is you've got teacher and church. Of course, Jesus was a teacher, and he is what the church is, you see. And there's all these good words in here, like care and truth. See, T, there's the U and the T and the H, truth, and there's all those sort of good words. And if you want to sort of, you know, you've got sin as well, and you've got saint. But you know, as far as Christmas, you've got tree and star, because you've got the star and the tree, and these are all words that are in Jesus Christ. You see, Jesus Christ was the Lamb of God. Now, and we've got this rhyme: Mary had a little lamb, his fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Now, see, Mary is a very interesting name. Now, Mary is an anagram of army, because when God chose Mary, and he needed an army, because, you know, onward Christian soldiers sort of thing. Now, but if you look, Mary, if you turn it upside down, you can see that it starts with Jew, because Mary was a Jew. So yeah, now, and Mary, it has the word Jew in it, but it also has A-R-M, because it's just the army, and the M upside down is war. You see, you get arm and you get war. You see those two because you need arms for a war. Now, but this is where it gets interesting because we're talking about Jesus being the Lamb of God. So Mary has U and RAM, Ram, and U, and so that was Mary was the mother of Jesus, the Lamb of God. Now you get this sort of recurring idea of yin and yang, and the father of Jesus was of course Joseph, and this is where it gets really brilliant because Joseph, you see, the J upside down is an R, and you see it's very clear that Mary had Ram and U, and Joseph has SHE, duplicate the E, sheep, and then you can get shepherd. Joseph gets sheep and shepherd. E, because the R is the D, and then the P upside down turns into D, so you get sheep and shepherd. So we've got Mary the ram and the U, Joseph the sheep and the shepherd, and of course you can get shear. And that's how Jesus was the Lamb of God. It wasn't just Mary who had a little lamb, Joseph had a little lamb too, because he was the shepherd and he was the father. But you get some great words out of Joseph too. He was a very important person, much underrated, not much is said of him. You can get Pharaoh, and you can get, you can get horse as well as sheep, and you can get, as far as like the world of words, Joseph has phrase in it and also prose. So there's a group of words in a phrase, and prose is a group of words as well. You see, Psalms becomes lambs, and Joseph also has share and some very interesting words in Joseph, and this is in keeping with the Jesus as the sort of Lamb of God and the teacher in the church. And another interesting thing, Joseph becomes seraph, which is the highest rank of angel as well. So that Joseph wasn't just the Pharaoh, he was also the highest rank of angel. And that's my surname, Justin Sharp, seraph. I'm the angel, the seraph, and this is my message that we're getting to. And now I've told you about Adam and Eve, and now you can see that Mary, she was an army, she was a Jew. There was arm and there's war, and there's ewe and there's ram, and then her husband Joseph has sheep, shepherd, shear, and horse, pharaoh, share, seraph, and all these important words. In my book Deciphering the Divine, which is actually never really got published properly, I do explain, and there is so many words, but an easy way for you to go to is an anagram finder on the internet, and it'll you type in danger, it'll bring out garden straight away, and it'll bring out 4-letter words and 3-letter words, and that's basically what I'm doing. All it is an A, is an E, a P, a D, a B, and I suppose you could say Q. They're all the same because they're the same symbol, and an R is a J, and an M is a W, and it's a combination of anagrams and ambigrams. I'm basing this on the Da Vinci Code, which was about anagrams, and Angels and Demons, the other book by Dan Brown, which is about ambigrams, which is about words that read as themselves or another word upside down. You see, like an ambigram, this is an ambigram of my name. An ambigram is a word that reads upside down, and the book Angels and Demons had ambigrams in it. So that was the message. See, that's my name, Justin, and you can see it still says Justin. An anagram, and this is the way the words work. And I've got so many other codes and so many other things that I can do. But that was just basically what I wanted to talk to you about. Jesus being the the teacher and the Lamb of God. But there's a yin and yang to things like that, because there's both you and Ram, but there's good and evil. And I think humans have had the wool pulled over their eyes as far as being sheep. God is the shepherd, and that revealed itself in Joseph. But where are we going? Where are we being led? Well, we're blind. And that is because we can't see, because, we've been given all these numbers, and it's really about words, and it's about names. And you just need to be able to just read the Da Vinci Code and angels and demons, and just turn a few letters upside down, and just decipher the divine. Da Vinci actually, it becomes the word divine. And it's very, very easy to see that Jesus was a teacher, and I'm an angel, so I'm supposed to be a seraph, and I'm supposed to deliver this message, and that's what I'm doing. God made us in His image. Now, the word message has game in it, which is image, His game. The Lord made us in His game. And game is message. The Lord made us in His message, and a message is an angel, and language has ANGEL in it, so there's a message in the language, and names have meanings. And you've just seen the way there's this sort of sheep metaphor, and I feel like I'm a bit of a black sheep, but there's this follow the leader thing. The world, it does need a leader though, and but the language itself, there's a message there, and like I said at the start, I think it's about time I warn people, because we're playing with danger. And I think this is a play, and Shakespeare said the world is a stage, and there's so much going on behind the scenes, but so much. I mean, I saw Trump's motorcade when he was supposed to come to Royal Melbourne for the President's Cup, and then he got impeached. But I got stopped on Punt Road, 8 armoured bulletproof windows, darkened limousines with motorcycle escort. Cops came out. All hell broke loose, and they stopped all the traffic, and I was the first in line, and the 8 of these limos with motorcycle escort with US flags, they all rolled past, out of Brunton Avenue, past the MCG, and then in front of me, and onto the freeway, and they were going to go to Royal Melbourne, I suppose, which is where I grew up. I was a caddy in Royal Melbourne. I love my golf, and that was when Trump was coming to Melbourne, the Demon City. See, Melbourne is the Demon City because the world's oldest football club is the Melbourne AFL Football Club, and it is called the Demons. And the word Melbourne, well, it has born me our Rome, but it has demon in it. But it's the world's oldest football club is the Demons, and this is the city of demons. And make no mistake, when Trump didn't come to Melbourne and got impeached, that is when the world went sour. And as far as this coronavirus is concerned, you see, this is what I should be warning people about. The coronavirus, well, for a start, Corona means crown, and that's the name of the casino in Melbourne. Well, it's a king, it's royalty. I'm talking about Royal Melbourne. I grew up in the city of Kingston too. It came from Wuhan. Now, the M upside down is a W. The W upside down is an M. So Wuhan just spells human. It's the human that's the virus, and it's a simulated world. There is no global warming because there's no globe. This is all simulated, but the Earth itself, it's activating its immune system. It's getting a fever. That's what global warming is, because it's fighting the virus, which is the human, because it comes from the word human, which is what Wuhan is. Now, China is chain. It's a chain reaction. The virus spreads like a chain reaction. And like chains have links, and links is sin and kill. And that's what the virus is doing, killing sinners, and it comes from China and Wuhan, which is a chain reaction in the word human. Now, ultimately, on TV at the moment, there is this show Survivor, and it's spelled how? VIRUS. And on that show, they play for immunity. And that is what we are all doing, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Survivor, and there is a virus, and it is from Wuhan, which it's the human that's the virus. and I am here. I went to school with Shane Warne. I played cricket with his brother. He touched me on the head, and he was supposed to be a batsman, and I had this religious experience when he got presented with this bat at a high school assembly, and I thought, oh my God, he gets the whole Grey Nichols. He made 100 in the first 11, but then he ends up being like he's a leg spinner, but he was supposed to be a batsman. He was a big fat bogan guy, and I'd seen him smoking, so I idolised him, played with his brother. He touched me on the head, little Sharpie, and now he's gone off and he's a superstar. But I heard he had the coronavirus. Let's think about it. Shane Warne, I'm warning you. And Dangerfield is here, playing with danger. That was the name of my ex-girlfriend's clothing store she worked for. The Dangerfield is still a retail brand, funky clothes. Play with danger. Now, Eden was the beginning. And Eden also spells end. But it's a human race, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about racism. A race, it's like the races. There's a start and there's a finish. And I would say there's been a start and we're coming to the finish. There's been an Eden and we're coming to the end. And in terms of a horse race, I think we're in the straight and the whips are cracking, ladies and gentlemen. This is a play. There's 3 acts, which is a cat. And see, act of God is cat and dog. And there's 3 acts, and I'd say we're very much in act 3. So let's just hope that there's a good finale and happy ending. From where I'm sitting at the moment, I'm just trying to warn you. The virus, the signs, they're not good. So yeah, this is my warning, and you're all sheep, and you've had the wool pulled over your eyes, but you're as dumb as dog shit, and you really need to maybe bar black sheep, and think about it. Think about it. Think about this video, and think about the fact that the human is the virus, and we're on Survivor. Outwit, outplay, outlast.